Welcome back to the weekend preview here for Los Alamitos Race Sports. It is officially, we're up to closing week. I know we closed down the thoroughbred, daytime thoroughbred season last week, but the year-round quarter horse season officially concludes. The stat kind of wraps up after this weekend of December 18th and 19th. Christopher Wade, welcome back to the program. First of all, what do you think? Bomb Cyclone and Apolitical Pence. Apolitical Pence repeating, but what a performance from Bomb Cyclone.
You know what? It was scary good. That horse has so much talent, and the thing about it is, he's still learning his job. And when he came to Los Alamitos, he put it all together and broke like an absolute shot. And he's a gigantic. He's a nice sized animal, so he figures to get even bigger, better, and faster and stronger with more yardage. I mean, that's 400 yards, 1956. I had him projected with my track variant numbers and trouble at like 1946, and he went like 56, 51 in the final, yep, without even being asked to run. I mean, he is so special. It's scary. You watch the race and hair on your arm stands up. That's how impressive that horse was.
You don't see that kind of performances by 2-year-olds. And when you see it at that level, he kind of validated, what he did on trials night. I thought he was going to be ultra tough. And, he ended up being ultra tough because once he learns how to break like that, watch out. I mean, at that point, everybody else might be running for second. That's exactly what happened there in the 2 million. So given how good he is right now and that he's still learning, watch out for the 3-year-old classmates because he is going to be sensational. What about Champion of Champions, Apolitical Pence, back-to-back winner?
He's so consistent, and he does everything right. He breaks, and he's just a talented runner, and he gives you everything he's got. And he got the job done once again. Very, very impressive performance, winning well with that rather handily too. And you got 9-2 on a repeat winner.
Yeah, that's key because I want to say maybe 3 or 4 starts ago where he had a good trip, clean start, and he kind of flattened out a little bit towards the end. I thought he might be tailing off. But off of that flat effort, he bounced back with the big win on trials night that got him into the Champion of Champions. And then he looked professional again, taking care of business. So once you get to that age, it seems like those runners just know when to kind of get back into top form and stay at that top form. So Apolitical Pence, a back-to-back champion of champion winner. So tremendous weekend here, championship weekend last week at Los Alamitos. All right, let's take a look at the card for Saturday night, December 18th, 10-race program. A couple of stakes in this card, Chris, but what race do you want us to take a look at?
I want to take a look at the race number 9, a horse that is slowly improving on my numbers, everything factored in, trouble track variant. I'm looking at the 4, I Believe in Rose. This horse did run a much better than looked 4th place finish on my numbers in that last effort. That was a pretty strong effort for the level. Needed Favor was one of our Chris Pick's video review horses that night who won well. But this horse didn't have the best of trips, got a little fractures in the gate, broke a little slow, head high and skate, kind of slow in the stride, but was finishing relatively well in kind of closed quarters and galloped out pretty strong. So with everything factored in, this horse earned a career best figure on my charts and figures nicely in tonight's 9th event.
She was in gate number 3 horse in this field of 8. What did you see this night?
Now, she leaned back at the start and kind of leaned back and hopped a little bit away from the gate. She lost a length and a quarter at the very least. Kind of slow in the stride, was crossed here, but was never quit trying and was finishing well here in kind of close quarters in the wire, and galloped out pretty well with everything factored in. With all my numbers, the horse has a big look here in the night's 9th event, slowly improving. This horse could break somewhere near the lead, has a big look at a decent price to be a big player in tonight's 9th event. Going to have to worry about the rail runner who has all kinds of class and so on. That horse gets away clean. But I Believe in Rhodes could be a factor in tonight's 9th event.
But I'm with you. I think that was a better than normal allowance field when you factor in Need a Favor, who was a horse that really showed promise early on and then came back with a sharp workout and prevailed that night. So I Believe in Rose, like you mentioned, she wasn't really comfortable in the final yards. So it kind of was running out of room, but ran on well for 4th. It does appear like Terrific Chrome is a horse to beat from that family of Terrific Energy. But we know this family, they're not known for their gate speed, Chris, right? They're known for finishing, right? But drawing the inside post might not be the optimal spot for a runner like Terrific Chrome.
That's true. This horse has a tendency to get rambunctious. Actually broke the gate open last time. Got fractious and broke the gate open. Didn't go through the gate, but broke the gate open. So it took a lot of its quickness away. Not the quickest away from the gate anyways. This horse is always break a length and a quarter slow, length and a half slow. And best horse got out was a while back at Rio dos Downs. The horse broke into the lead and won well there. But this horse, a little bit slow in the stride. And I'm just going to give the 4 a look at a price in tonight's 9th event.
6-1 on I believe in Rose for Chris's pick there in race number 9, which is the start of the late double. So a couple of stakes event on Saturday night, and on Sunday night we'll have the running of the Grade 2 Southern California Derby, which is officially the wrap-up card of the season for the nighttime quarter horse events. All right, thanks for all your selections for Los Alamitos. You can catch Chris during the paddock there each and every race night. In addition to that, are you doing any more handicapping for the simulcast signals out of state?
Yeah, we got, I think it's closing night at Lone Star Park. I just finished it up. And we also have Evangeline Downs. We got races 5 through 8 Evangeline Downs. Our Evangeline Downs numbers are starting to come along. We had our numbers last night were pretty solid. I mean, we had both big 4s. They didn't pay a lot, but at least you cash.
Yeah, you've been seeing the ball very well at the Louisiana circuit. It's also a circuit that you pay close attention to. So grab the night lines, and you can catch all of Christopher Wade's selection for out-of-state signals as well. And best of luck this weekend, and best of luck on the new season as well from Los Al. And we'll see you out there in Cypress, California.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Racing fans, the traditional $2 pick 6 at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. On Sunday, November 7th, a one-night carryover of $14,000 led to an outstanding total pool of over $94,000. On Sunday, October 17th, a one-night carryover of $17,000 led to a total of over $110,000. And the payouts are tremendous, headed by a season-high payout of over $94,000 on May 21st. And remember, on Sunday nights when there's not a carryover, Los Alamitos will add $10,000 to the pick 6 pool.
Welcome back to the program. I'm just adjusting. And since Professor G brought up the big guns, I had to bring out my jacket as well. He's been wearing that suede, nice limited edition jacket that I can't get my hands on, so I have to throw mine on. So, Orlando, welcome back to the program. What a weekend it was. A weekend of champions, the champion of champions, the 2 million futurity, sensational performances, back-to-back in the champion of champions. But the talk of the weekend was that tremendous performance by Bomb Cyclone.
Absolutely. I mean, we didn't think he could repeat it as good as he was in the trial.
I said I was all in, Orlando. I was all in.
4-length win in the trials, and then he comes back and wins by 2 lengths against an outstanding field. So just as good a performance in the final, and that's exactly what the owner, Connie Rosenthal, said. She was just so happy that the horse showed that it was not a fluke, that he was that good. He is that good. So super performance from Bomb Cyclone, winning the richest quarter horse race in California. Outstanding effort. Eduardo Nicasio, he was just so happy as well because he's been trying to win the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity for a long time. He's got 3 champion of champions wins already in his career, but to get that first one, to get that first 2 million futurity meant the world to him. And of course, Chris O'Dell, he was just so thankful to his entire team for all the great work they do. He credited Maloso, Adalberto Aceves for just doing a terrific job. There he is, Adalberto with the LA Dodgers hat. There's Eduardo Nicasio and also Jose Antonio Vivar, members from the Chris O'Dell team. And those guys right there, the grooms, Maloso and Mr. Vivar, that's the heart and soul right there of every operation, not just Chris O'Dell's, but people like them that take care of the horses day in, day out, every little thing they know about each one of their horses, and a humongous key to all the success that the top stables have is having great help like those 2 gentlemen right there, and of course Eduardo Nicasio right there. I took this photo this morning, and Eduardo was just hanging out with them today, just talking about the daily goings on of the barn, and I just got lucky to catch Eduardo Nicasio there with the 2 grooms, Jose.
That's a big smile there from the team. And yeah, Christopher O'Dell there in the post-race comments credited his team because his horse had to go through some setbacks between the trial and the final. but they got him to the race, and he performed at a high level. And we had Eduardo earlier this year on this program. And he was talking that I'm looking for the 2 million. That's the one that I want, and he got it. It was kind of deja vu because when he won, one of his most memorable wins in the champions was from the rail, with the world champion Apolitical Jets, and this performance comes from the rail with Bomb Cyclone, and he was celebrating maybe 50 yards, 100 yards before the finish line, Orlando. That's how far in front he was with Bomb Cyclone.
Yeah, our track photographer Scott Martinez took a photo of Bomb Cyclone, like exactly what you said, just as he was entering the area where you can see the toad board behind him, and already you could see the big smile on Eduardo Nicasio's face. He knew that he had his first 2 million victory there on the line. Just a tremendous effort here. And Connie Rosenthal said about 2 strides into the race, so about right here, knowing that Bomb Cyclone broke clean, she's like, oh yeah, we got it. Just a matter of how much he was gonna win by. And I'm thinking the photo was taken just around right here.
Yeah,
and,
look at his motion. Yeah, his hand is already going up. He's celebrating. Yep. That's where it was.
Tremendous performance, just a complete superstar, Bomb Cyclone here, and we can't wait to see his sophomore campaign. Powerful favorite, outstanding horse, Run for Your Life, another outstanding horse, and now here's the latest, owned by Connie Rosenthal, Chris Odell, from that tremendous family that we've talked about so often, Jose, Favorite Cartel, Remember Me Rose, their latest superstar, Bomb Cyclone, and we probably have many more to come because that cross was the talk of the sales season at all the auctions. So can't wait to see horses like So Beautiful and so many others from that great family perform at Los Alamitos and around the nation.
And they said in interviews, like, as long as they keep running for us, we're going to keep buying them. So they're going to go back to the cell and keep buying these well-bred runners that are responding there. What a mare! What a race mare! I mean, she's just producing nonstop Grade 1 winners. It's just one of those dream mares that you kind of want to be a part of. So congrats to everybody involved with those breeding lines. Bomb Cyclone, the latest of that Grade 1 resume type of family. All right. So officially, Orlando, our nighttime quarter horse season concludes with this weekend's races. So we'll know who is going to be leading trainer, leading rider after this December 18th and December 19th programs here at Los Alamitos.
Yeah, Scott Willoughby and Jaime Gomez are in a tight race. Mm-hmm. Oscar Peinado and Ruben Lozano are also in a tight race for the leading jockey title. Francisco Orduña Rojas is the overall leading rider. Jesus Uranga is having a tremendous season as well. He looks to be headed to winning a buckle for as a top trainer here at Los Al. And you mentioned that these 2 programs coming up Saturday and Sunday conclude our meet, but the racing office here at Los Al, Scott Craigmile, Tyler Hart, Jordan Castañeda, Tom Baisley, Nate Estrada. Nate Estrada, can't forget him. What a tremendous job they done. And once again, this weekend's races are really good. We have some outstanding races. We have a tremendous allowance race. You have it up there on the screen at 1,000 yards. And look at this field, super strong field. And we're going to see O'Jerry in this group. We're going to see Castlegate, Capture the Sea, horses that were all in the $50,000 final a couple of weeks ago, and a newcomer, a top newcomer to this group, Winding, who's won so many races here at Los Al this year. He's had a tremendous season, 7 wins from 13 starts, has won 4 races in a row, Jose. And you add this horse to this mix, it's going to be a spicy little race here in race number 4, the closing leg of the early pick 4 here at Los Al.
All right. So I think the talk of that night, Orlando, was like Winding won impressively, O'Jerry won impressively. But the talk was Winding won the 30,000 final in the same night and went much faster than O'Jerry. So that was the talk. I was like, we could have won the big 50K there for Winding. Now they get to match up, Orlando. And now I got to ask you, in your nightline selections, who did you pick? Who did you go with?
With Winding. I actually will go with Winding this time around because if this horse had not raced, he has 3 wins at 4.5 furlongs to start the year. If maybe one or two of those races are 1,000 yards, we would have seen him in the 50,000 yard final, Jose. So, but we get to see it now. We get to finish out the year with what looks like the definitely the two hottest horses going into this race, and perhaps the two just overall best horses in at the 1,000 yard distance. We can't forget, though, it's a really strong field. Capture the Sea, Castlegate. Those horses were at the top of the point standings, towards the end of the series here. But yeah, all eyes will be on Winding and seeing how he performs against O'Jerry. He's going to be on the outside of O'Jerry, outside of all these other horses. So jockey Ricardo Ramirez is just about timing it right. We caught up with trainer Jesus Uranga to talk about this race here heading into Saturday, Jose.
And we're here with trainer Jesus Uranga, right next to Winding. Tremendous horses, won 4 races in joining your barn. Mr. Uranga, tell me about this runner, because he's in with the tough ones here at Los Alamitos. O'Jerry, Capture the Sea, Castlegate. Is going to be a great race here on Saturday night. They're facing together in an allowance event. How do you see the race coming in? Have you thought about this race in your mind? What do you think will be the key?
Well, I think I have a good horse to compete, and that's a horse that is coming from the bottom. He's been escalating slowly, level by level, until he get to this level. And I think he's been showing a potential that he can win this race. He can compete at least with these tough horses. Not easy. It's a different pressure on the horses, different level. But I think he can handle that.
On November 27th, the last race that he won, $30,000 final. Also that night, O'Jerry won the $50,000 final, but Winding at the faster time of the two. You mentioned different level of horses, different race, different pressure. What's the strategy going to be for Winding from the outside post?
Well, I think the jockey plays a lot on this because he's very smart, Ricardo. He knows the horse very well. He's the guy that is galloping the horse. He's the guy that is coming every day and see the horse. He take him to the gates. He know how he breaks. So he gotta manage the situation there because this horse doesn't have the speed as O'Jerry. He is right next to him. So he gotta try to follow him and be measuring to see where he is with the horse. But I think he got horse to compete.
There was Jesus Uranga talking about Winding. Okay, Orlando, here we go. 51.78 for Winding, 52.19 for O'Jerry. So much faster clocking for Winding, but you could argue that obviously it was a softer field. But when you factor in Castlegate and Capture the Sea, they both went off lower price than O'Jerry that night, Orlando, in that 50K final. Actually, Castlegate was a post-time betting favorite. Can you see a race where Winding and O'Jerry hook up early on and it sets it up for the closers of Capture the Sea and Castlegate?
Well, Uranga doesn't think that Winding is going to go with O'Jerry. He's thinking that he's just going to sit back a little bit. He doesn't want to hook up with O'Jerry right off the bat. He just wants to let Ricardo Ramirez kind of time it perfectly and see if he can get around the stretch, that final turn, and get to the wire first. But we've seen O'Jerry. O'Jerry can open up on these horses.
Yes.
But the interesting part, I think, is that you have Castlegate and Capture the Sea drawn inside this time, especially Castlegate. So what is he going to do? Capture the Sea. That horse is probably going to want to stay as close as possible to O'Jerry. So a little bit of a different mixture because in that $50,000 final, both of those horses were outside of O'Jerry.
Yeah, that's going to be a very good allowance event to conclude the early pick 4, race number 4 at 1,000 yards. A little bit of redemption for these runners heading into that event. All right, let's skip around to race number 6 because this is the first of 2 stakes events for the quarter horses on this Saturday night program. Orlando, the Grade 3 first down dash handicap, a purse of 25,400 yards. These are some classy runners. We've seen Cowtail Cove, be at the top of the game and racing against the top horses in the last couple of years. And overall, we have a good field of 6 here setting to go this distance of 400 yards.
Yeah, and this is the group of horses that, you know, their connections wish they would have run last week, right, in the champion of champions. That was their goal. You know, not every horse can make the champion of champions. That's how competitive the action here is at Los Alamitos. These top runners were not able to qualify. A lot of them out of the Z. Wayne Griffin trials, but we get to see them in the first down dash handicap in this race. Probably will set them up nicely for the Brad McKenzie Los Alamitos Winter Championship trials, which will take place in about a month's time. So, you know, we're wrapping up the new season, but we got a new season just around the corner here on December 26th. That will be our opening night, and these horses will be wrapping up their 2021 campaign, and of course, eyeing the Brad McKenzie trials early next year. And a really good group of horses. Cattail Cove, he's been he's been in the top 3 in several graded stakes races. Stolen Lives, a stakes winner here at Los Al. Chocolatito had just a sensational season in 2020. Bell Check is a past grade 1 winner here at Los Al. Mental Error has won a couple of stakes races this year, and he finished 3rd to Candy Blood and Nomadic. Those 2 horses got into the Champion of Champions. Mental Error finished behind Nomadic by a length. You know, no excuses in that race for Mental Error, right, Jose? No. And the 6, Mr. Tornado, a horse that has shown some pretty good speed, even ran at 100 yards here at Los Al, has also run at 400. He's really versatile horse here for Felix Gonzalez, Henry Reynoso Lopez up. So a solid field of older horses here in the first down dash handicap. Who did you take in this race, Jose?
I'm kind of leaning towards Mental Error. I've taken him in the past. You know, he's when he breaks, he tends to battle. He likes to be in the mix. He doesn't really, you know, if he's in there in the mix of things, he doesn't quit. He keeps on fighting. When he gets out broken, he kind of just runs his race and picks up a check every now and then. But I'm kind of banking that he's drawn on the outside of Chocolatito, who's not the fastest horse out of the gate. He can finish. He's a big, strong leg kicker. And I think that might give a little bit of an opportunity of Mental Error to be able to break sharp and get involved in the race early on. But there's some really good, classy foes in this spot. So I went Mental Error over Cattail Cove over Chocolatito.
And I know how much you love Cattail Cove. You like him a lot. Mental Error looks really tough in this race. Chocolatito, Cattail Cove. Chocolatito gets Jesus Rios Ayala back for this one. They partner up in the Robert Boniface Los Alamitos Championship. That was a superb field in that race that included the Champion of Champions winner, Apolitical Pants, powerful favorite, Other World, who we'll see also tonight, on Saturday night, I should say, in the Ransom handicap. So a top group of older horses here in the first down dash. Looking forward to this grade 3 race at 400 yards on Saturday.
And this is part of the pick 6 sequence, which begins in race number 5. So race number 6 is the second leg of the pick 6 sequence. All right, let's look ahead. Let's skip around towards the second half of the card. Most notably, the last race in the card, to be exact. The A Ransom handicap, 350 yards Orlando, race number 10. 25K is the purse. 350 yards, like I mentioned. We got a field of 8 horses to cap off this good field. And we got some runners that have been in overall pretty good form here in 2021.
Yeah, number 3, Fallout, ran a heck of a race when finishing 3rd in the Los Alamitos Super Derby. That's the race that Apolitical Patty just flew out of there, and Flashback had that monster late kick to catch Apolitical Patty. But Fallout also had a monster late run in that one as well, finishing 3rd, not too far behind Apolitical Patty. And I got to say, what about that run that Flashback had in the Champion of Champions as well, Jose? Apolitical Pants ran just a superb race. But once again, Flashback, if this horse ever breaks right there with the leaders, he's just going to be superb. At 550 yards, no one beats Flashback. No. But the Champion of Champions at 440 yards, he was flying, man.
I sent you a text as soon as the race was over, because I kind of texted you. I was like, go back and just focus on Flashback. and it looked like midway he either jumped the shadow or switched leads. Something happened, and that took a little bit of momentum out of him. I don't know if he would have won, but he would have been right there making it a little bit tighter on the eventual winner. He lost a little bit of momentum, flashback dead midway through the race.
Yeah, and now these are the group of horses that he'll be racing from here on out. He'll be a 4-year-old next year, and like already mentioned, the Brad McKenzie trials in mid-January. Can't wait to see him now just kind of getting that groove of running 400 yards, 440 yards consistently, flashback next season. So a Ransom handicap, though, Doc Lamb, runner coming off of a disappointing effort in the trials to the Z. Wayne Griffin. I remember Jaime Gomez mentioned that he kind of, talked Howard Nichols into going in those trials because they weren't in the Southern California Derby anymore. And they just wanted to test this horse. So here he is, in the Ransom, number 1, Doc Lamb, gets a chance to maybe make amends.
Yes.
This horse is very talented.
Yes.
Very talented. Rose Post, number 1. What do you think of this?
I'm gonna let you right now know, Orlando. This is my long shot of the night in the night lines.
Okay.
This is my. I would take a shot and press this horse at 8-1. I really liked him on top. I think he showed up with I thought it was a pretty decent effort 2 starts ago in those trials after not breaking all that well. I was impressed with that 3rd place finish. I actually don't mind Darrell. He's only have 1 horse to worry about at this spot, and that's Squidward. So I'm liking Doc Lamb at 8-1 for Howard Nichols. By the way, what a weekend, Howard Nichols. He'll take that runner-up performance any day of the weekend, right?
Absolutely, in a $2 million race, that's like over $300,000 for that runner-up effort with a horse that the big long shot,
just being a friend, right? Yeah, we're just being a friend.
Yeah, and we talked about what a break they got selecting number 1, and they got post number 10 right next to a fast breaker in Whiskey Glasses, and they got a beautiful trip, a great ride from Rodrigo Aceves, and the result is a tremendous 2nd place finish in a photo, pretty much a photo finish there in the 2 million. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Howard Nichols with a big weekend last weekend, and hope to keep on rolling with Doc Lamb. Your prize play of the night, huh?
Yes, Doc Lamb. I'm going on the inside post. So that's the horse that I like on top. But who do you end up liking in this spot? Who do you think is looking good?
Otherworld and Fallout. Those two, I'm thinking those 2 horses will be really good. Otherworld has just had a tremendous campaign this year. Won 4 in a row. At one point, a couple of stakes races, ran 2nd. Finished 2nd. He beat the champion of champions winner in the Robert Boniface championship, and it just did not have a good night in the Z. Wayne Griffin trials. And I thought he was going to have a big race in the trials to the champion of champions. But what a season Otherworld has had. Valentin Zamudio, Ramon Sanchez gets this mount here on number 4, Otherworld.
What do you think about Favorite Colossus? Can he bounce back to that form that we saw earlier this season that earned him wins in both the El Primero and the Governor's Cup?
He's such an interesting horse because it's been a roller coaster of a ride for the owners, Jeff and Michelle Cravens, because he's given them just, some of the moments of their life as far as horse racing is concerned, winning the Governor's Cup, winning the El Primero, having some really nice races during that span. And then the last 2, when we were hoping that, to see him just continue that role that he's on at 400 yards, and he just hasn't gotten the job done. Broke through the gate one time in his trial to the Super Derby and the trials to the Southern California Derby, got bumped around early. So, those 2 disappointments right there. But no matter what, Jeff and Michelle Cravens, they bred and raised this horse, Favorite Colossus. Had a chance to talk to them this morning at the barn of Cesar de Alba. And, just the love they have for Favorite Colossus just oozes through them. Let's talk to them right now, Jeff and Michelle Cravens, about their baby, Favorite Colossus.
We're joined by Michelle and Jeff Cravens right at the stall of Favorite Colossus. He's too busy right now. He's eating some grain, which is what we want, right? Coming up to a big race this weekend, the Ransom handicap. He's going to break from the money hole, as you guys call it, because he'll be wearing the green saddle towel, right? So tell me a little bit about this season. He's had some high moments, winning the El Primero, winning the Governor's Cup. But he's also had, the races I know you wish he had run a little bit better, but either way, he's been a tremendous performer this season.
He's been more than we could ever dream. I mean, we've been at it for 7 years, and I know there's people that's gone longer, but it seems like an eternity to get a stakes win. And the great care and training that he's got this year has just been super. I mean, and we've got some luck. We've gotten some outside holes. He seems to like that better, but I mean, he's won on the inside, so.
Well, it's horse racing.
It is. You
never know.
So you don't know.
Yeah.
Till you go out, you can have it. They can be as ready as they are and as sound as they are, but he's stayed sound all year, and can't ask for no more than that.
That's right.
When he goes home, he'll be retired, good and healthy.
Absolutely.
And Michelle gets to ride him.
Yeah. And he's a horse that you raced.
Yes. We have his mother at home, which she was a stake winner here at Los Alamitos, warm it up. And we delivered Colossus in Oregon. And from the day he was born, he had legs like this. So we called him Tree Trunk. But Colossus is very special because being that we've been around a lot of horses and him being a stallion, he's got a wonderful mind. He doesn't realize that he is a stallion. He knows he's a big kid, and that's about it. And but he's got a heart of gold, and when I say a heart of gold, he takes it to heart when he races, and that between the mind and the heart, to us, he's a winner.
He's definitely been a winner on the racetrack here at Los Alamitos. He's been a great horse to watch, to enjoy, and definitely a special runner for you.
Absolutely.
He's our golden boy, as as they put it. He kept us going in it because we were really getting heartbroke, and it's a really rough game to race anyway because of the highs and the lows. You go home throwing stuff on the floor, and then you go home, you're just all happy. So it's just, you hope you have more happy than sad.
Either way, he's a winner to us, no matter what.
No, he's got a good mind, and like I said, she can't wait for him to get retired and
I'm going to ride
go
him.
home.
That's been my dream since the day he was born.
Thank you to Jeff and Michelle. Favorite Colossus. Like you mentioned, Orlando, there's been quite a ride, right? To be able to upset the El Primero at 11-1, come back and run well, heading into the Governor's Cup Derby, upset at 6-1, and then hasn't been breaking as. Yes, look at you beat Monopolis. Yes, right, in the Governor's Cup Derby, and he hasn't been breaking all that well. He's kind of given himself trouble 2 starts ago, but I thought that 5th place finish last time out wasn't too bad of an effort, given the trip. So I still think he can bounce back with a big performance there for Cesar de Alba.
Yeah, and 2 races ago, you got to give him the excuse because he broke through the gate, and he broke well, but just kind of faded there. So I think he'll have a nice bounce back performance as well.
And towards the outside, Just to Dash a Hero, just 2 starts ago, Orlando, 28-1 upset for this nicely bred gelding, Washington bred, Jose Flores, but broke slow in the Derby trial that was won by Monopolis and just wasn't able to make up the ground.
Yeah, and the owners and breeders, Don Manilli, gave credit to Jose Flores because he said that, Jose always believed in this horse. He knew that he had little talent there, even when he didn't have his best races, and he delivered for them in the Town Policy handicap. And like you mentioned, just a little bit of a rough race there in the Southern California Derby. But this horse, if he's on, we've seen him perform at a high level as well. He has a couple of really nice victories under his belt.
So that's a look at the featured event, one of the featured events, the Ransom Handicap, the concluding race on Saturday night, race number 10, the first of 2 cards of the weekend at Los Al. Speaking of 2 cards, Orlando, on Sunday night, it is the card of the Southern California Derby, and that field will be headlined by Monopolis.
And I don't think there's a better trial horse than Monopolis. Maybe Chisholm, that 2-year-old.
Maybe, yeah.
Qualified to everything here at Los Alamitos. Man, other than that, Monopolis has just been incredible in his trial races, and it's a wonder that he hasn't won a Derby. Maybe on Sunday he gets that elusive Derby victory after such another tremendous effort in the trials. We caught up with trainer James Glenn Jr. here as he prepares Monopolis for Sunday's big race, the Southern California Derby.
He's really good. Yeah, he came out of the last race really good, and so yeah, we're hoping for him to fire like he did in the trials, and we'll be in good shape.
He's just been so consistent this year. Of course, he was really sharp as a 2-year-old, but have you seen just the progression that he's had, where now it's almost like push button the way that he just performs?
Yeah, he's just gotten pretty automatic. He's always been pretty consistent. It's just he was in his first 2 or 3 trials that we run him in, he was wiped out. So it's hard to judge from that. But once he finally got some clear paths, then he finally got to show his talent. So he's been consistent all along, and seems to be, the last time, obviously, time-wise, is the fastest time, and he, he's just he's a little sway back horse. He's just really cute. I mean, he really is. If you see him, you wouldn't think he's the runner that he is, but real sound and real good mind on him, and so we're just glad to have him, and we'll see what happens. But
as the story goes that I've heard, that he's one horse that kind of stood out when you were looking at all the horses that Dr. Allred bred, and you really wanted to train him.
Yeah, we were excuse me. Yeah, we were all up there looking at the babies, and he had a full brother, and the brother was just this awesome looking thing, and here comes Monopolis, and he's just this sway back horse. But I stood over to Doc and I told him, I said, I like this sway back horse. To me, he's got a way better hip. He's just got a terrific hip with a good angle. If you don't look at that sway back, I think he's got a better shoulder. I just think he's a better horse. There, everybody just kind of laughed. But he went ahead and gave me the horse, and it worked out. I got lucky.
The eye of a horseman, right?
You get lucky every once in a while.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks to James Glenn Jr. Monopolis looking to add a Derby to his resume to conclude the season here at Los Alamitos in the Southern California Derby. Remember, he was ultra impressive in the trials for the PC QHRA. Skipped on that to go into the Super Derby trials. And he landed a trial that was probably the most stacked Derby trial we've seen in years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That had like 5 or 6 legitimate winners of a Derby in that field. So he got into some trouble, didn't fire. Now he comes back and again is looking to be, the horse to beat in the final.
Yeah, it's going to be an excellent race. Jabez Boogie is in that group as well, a political hero who ran a nice trial race, a really good group of runners. Tuck is another one that comes to mind. We don't have the draw yet, so we can't share with you how the post position goes. But Monopolis, a stakes winner as a 2-year-old, we know that he's a professional horse, and if he breaks like he can break when he's done like those amazing trial races, he's going to be very tough to beat, Jose.
Yeah, that's going to be the featured event on Sunday night, the Southern California Derby, to conclude the nighttime year-round meet here at Los Al. But this past week over the daytime Orlando season, we had a pretty good retirement celebration for the career of Art Sherman.
Yeah, Art Sherman, just a tremendous friend to horse racing, not only for Los Alamitos, but for California in general. He did so much for the racing in California when he had the great horse California Chrome, just a superstar horse of the year, and did the training here at Los Alamitos, and meant so much to all of us that were involved. Just a little bit, just being around the horse was a tremendous time that I won't soon forget. And Mr. Art Sherman hanging it up after just a decorated career. And we were fortunate enough here at Los Alamitos to recognize him on a special day on last Friday, December the 10th. We also were thrilled to be able to put together a tribute video of some of the highlights of his career, particularly him being here at Los Alamitos. So we'll close the show, Jose, with the video, and our tip of the cap to Mr. Art Sherman for everything he's done for horse racing in general, and particularly here at Los Alamitos. We're gonna miss him.
Yeah, that was a tremendous kind of era when California Chrome was based here in Los Al. Cypress, California, and Los Alamitos Racecourse in general was the place to be. And Art Sherman was a great ambassador there for anybody that wanted to come visit and kind of experience California Chrome. Before I send it out to that video and close out the show, Orlando, what is our upcoming schedule of racing? I know our season ends this weekend, but let the fans know what's upcoming in the next few weeks here at Los Al.
Yeah, so we're back. We're back in action on Sunday, December 26th. We'll have a card headlined by the Holiday Handicap. And on January 2nd, we'll come back and run, I believe the next January 1st. We'll be racing January 1st. That's the Saturday. And we'll come back on January 2nd. That'll be the Sunday. So we'll have our typical 2-night-a-week schedule for that first weekend in 2022. On January 2nd, is the running of the Grade 1 Charger Bar Handicap. So the Grade 1 action returns to Los Alamitos in a hurry in 2022. So again, December 26th is our opening night, and we'll have racing on January 1st and January 2nd here at Los Al. This week, first post is 6:05 for Saturday, and approximately, from what I hear, we're going to start probably around 5:10 or so on Sunday. The card, of course, headlined by the Southern California Derby. So lots of racing here to come at Los Al. Of course, we're open during the daytime for simulcasting, except for Christmas. We won't be open on Christmas Day here at Los Al for simulcasting. So racing coming up at Los Al, Jose, just as always.
The years fly by. When we have this year-round schedule, Orlando, it's just like flipping another month. We're like, what? The year went by already? What is going on? So
Exactly.
Pleased to be welcoming back the fans immediately soon after this winter break. So we won't race on Christmas, but we'll race on the 26th opening night there of the nighttime quarter horse season. Thanks so much for everything, Orlando, and we'll send the public here with this video celebrating the career of Art Sherman. Have a good night.
Good night.
They would need to sprout wings to get to California.
Maybe I could get a swaps myself one of these days. And the competition is always fierce, but you always got a chance in this business. You know, a good horse comes from some mom and pop operations like California Chrome.